Get ready for the morning rush.
A quick wrap of your news and weather. We start with Kristen Curry.
Today's weather maker, same one from yesterday, but it's slowly moving across northern portions of our state. Best rain chances will lie to the north of I-40, northern mountains, northeast areas still favored for the best rain, although these rain chances will stretch down at the southwest. Albuquerque, a few spot storms. We'll also be watching for a few of these spot storms out across the eastern plains as well. Adam?
As you get ready to head out the door this morning, we're following the day's top local stories. We'll start with Fernanda Lopez.
Adam, plans to bring a Facebook data center to New Mexico could be looking brighter this morning. The city of West Jordan, Utah couldn't agree on the plan. The plan locally is for Facebook to open the data center near Los Lunas and to run off renewable energy. PNM has signed a contract with Facebook offering a set price for 25 years. Last week, the Public Regulation Commission signed off on PNM's deal. The mayor says the city of Los Lunas could hold a meeting and talk about it some more. Sarah.
The controversial ART project is going to voters. The Bernalillo County Commission voted 3-2 to put an advisory question about ART on the November ballot. The county commissioners voted along party lines. The question on the ballot will ask, should Albuquerque voters have the chance to vote in a later election in support or opposition to ART? While the vote will have no legal effect, supporters say it will help the public get a voice and maybe get the attention of the mayor and the city council. How the mayor is responding coming up in the 5 Facts. Crystal?
New this morning, the jury in the trial for 2 former APD officers charged with murder will hear about their police training. Keith Sandy and Dominique Perez fatally shot and killed homeless camper James Boyd in the Sandia foothills back in 2014. According to the Albuquerque Journal, lawyers defending them argued the jury should know how they were trained to understand how and when officers decide to use deadly force.
Authorities are looking for an accused killer this morning. Bernalillo County deputies say Eric Ferrer is accused of fatally shooting Adrian Anaya and Angelica Herrera near Coors and Gun Club. Investigators believe he shot the two after an argument at a home last week. They are hoping that someone will come forward and turn him in.
On to developing news now. A Rio Rancho man who pleaded guilty this week in the death of his 3-year-old niece could spend more than a decade behind bars. Jay Chi Hood told police he was playing the body slam game with the girl and his son back in 2014. He says the girl flew onto the bed, then bounced onto the floor, hitting her head. She died the next day. It's not clear when he's expected to be sentenced, but he faces up to 15 years behind bars.
Let's turn to a live look in Washington, D.C. this morning as members of Congress demand the makers of the EpiPen explain why prices have soared. Stocks fell for the drug company Mylan yesterday after increasing anger over the ballooning price of the life-saving allergy medicine. The cost for 2 doses is now approaching $400, up from less than $60 9 years ago.
On to developing news out of Florida this morning, where health experts are trying to determine if there's a 3rd Zika zone in that state. Florida Governor Rick Scott says a non-travel related case of the illness was reported in Tampa Bay. Officials are already dealing with an influx of Zika cases in Miami. Zika can cause birth defects in unborn babies.
Let's head overseas to Italy in a live look this morning as cleanup continues and rescue efforts are underway after a magnitude 6.2 quake hit the central part of the country overnight. Nearly 40 people are dead and an unknown number of others are injured. Rescue crews still digging through the rubble of homes that collapsed on residents while they slept. The quake was followed by a magnitude 5.5 aftershock about an hour later.
More rain expected as residents in Louisiana continue to clean up and deal with the aftermath of massive flooding there. President Obama toured the affected areas yesterday, promising help for the thousands who lost their homes. The flooding caused at least 13 deaths. The Red Cross calls it the nation's worst disaster since Hurricane Sandy hit the Northeast.
The New Mexico emergency response teams are preparing to deal with flooding in parts of the state. It's to prepare for possible flooding in Rio Arriba, Sierra, Doña Ana and Eddy counties, which are expected to get hit with more heavy rain this week. Resources including sandbags, clearing drainage systems, and adding warning signs will be made available if the counties should need them. Kristen?
And we'll continue to watch for the flooding threat, but the Metro Threat Index for today only at a 2 because the coverage really not great with today's rain chances. We'll be right on that southern edge, but given that if we do get some of these storms in here, we're going to be looking for the heavy rain, the gusty winds, and some of the lightning. This will be an afternoon evening event, and although the Metro Threat Index is at a 2 for today, I do expect that to climb as we get into the next couple of afternoons. Crystal?
New this morning, some military installations say they will stop accepting some driver's licenses to get on base case as early as September 15th. That's according to the Albuquerque Journal. The report says Kirtland and other bases say they will not accept them after October 10th if the state does not get another extension to become Real ID compliant. The state says it is awaiting approval on a two-tier system. It expects to start issuing the licenses later this year. For a full list of affected installations and acceptable IDs, head to our website, KRQE.com.
APS board member Annalie Maestas could have her teaching and administrative licenses pulled if the state doesn't hear from her or her attorney soon. The embattled board member and charter school executive director has been quiet since investigations uncovered that Maestas improperly spent funds meant for La Promesa Early Learning Center. The PED is now in charge of the charter school's finances after finding more evidence of misspending.
Tonight, parents of students at a New Mexico school will speak out about a controversial dress code. Two El Magordo High School girls were pulled out of their class for wearing jeans with holes in them. Well, the school's dress code never says ripped jeans are not allowed. It does say the principal has the final say on what's appropriate. Parents say the school is enforcing the dress code with girls, but not with boys.
Quick traffic alert for you as you head out the door this morning. I-25 northbound at exit 209 right near Isleta Pueblo is closed due to a car fire. It's backed up all the way to Main Street, we're told. An alternative route for anybody who has to go through the area would be to head east on 317 to Coors or simply take 314. We'll keep you posted on any other traffic situations that come your way this morning. For now, it looks clear.
Finally this morning, a fifth grade teacher in Alaska says she will never give her students homework this year. The reason, she says families need to spend more time together and kids need more free time to play and go to bed early. The teacher says students may still have to take home their schoolwork if they can't finish it in class, but she says she will try to avoid that as well. No homework? Sign me up.
Kids are cheering.
I like that. All right, time now for the 5 facts.
We start with number 5. A New Mexico doctor is getting international attention this morning for his unique treatments on celebrities and high-profile athletes. Albuquerque doctor Bo Hightower got a call from a host shooting a Discovery Channel show hoping to become an MMA fighter in just 3 weeks. Dr. Hightower's job was to keep him healthy. The new documentary airs in Australia this fall.
Number 4, many UNM students are carrying a textbook to class with an error that some call embarrassing. Albuquerque is misspelled on the cover of a psychology textbook. The publisher's working to replace the covers and students will be able to switch the book out for free.
At number 3, some more spotty to scattered storms expected today, favoring the northern half of the state. Will go spotty elsewhere. Temperatures climbing back to near average, near 82.
Number 2 now, city councilors and county commissioners scheduled to meet tonight to discuss security at City Hall. The building was put on lockdown after a man snuck in 2 months ago, claiming a shooter was on the loose. City has already made some big changes, installing building-wide emergency notification system and rekeying the building.
And number 1, the mayor is responding to the county commissioner's decision to poll voters on the Albuquerque Rapid Transit project. Yesterday, Mayor Berry issued a statement saying the decision will not affect the project. Adding another vote in the future would be, quote, confusing, misleading, and frankly wouldn't make sense. The mayor's statement ends by praising the Albuquerque City councilors for getting that project passed.
We have a lot more coming up in just a few minutes on Fox New Mexico. We'll see you on the other side.